Good evening. Welcome parents and students, and thank you for joining us. Today we are going to talk about a whole range of topics. This is an event we do every year, and more seems to get added each year as we learn more and want to share more with you. The aim of the game is that we give you as much information as we possibly can. So there are no secrets, there are no things coming up that are a surprise. So get a pen and paper, stop the video as many times as you want, grab a cup of tea and a biscuit before you start the next one, because it is all about us working together. Simply, we know that for our young people to get the best success they possibly can, it's got to be a team effort. We're going to try and do our bit. Students, we know you want to do your bit, and parents, often it's hard, but when you get those, how was your day at school? It was all right. The grunts and the moans, and that's all you find out. It can be hard, and sometimes parents often report to us, I want to help, I'm not sure what to do. So hopefully tonight we'll give some practical, real things you can do in and around the house, speaking to young people, and the preparation stuff that you can get going. We're really proud of our young people, and we're really proud of the results they've produced over the last 4 or 5 years. We know the kinds of things that need to be going on, and so the aim of the game is to share them with you, and make it a team effort, as I've said. So let's start with the basics. First one, most important, is attendance. We talk about this a lot in school, but effectively we want your young person in the building. Okay, they need to be showing up to lessons. So if you're feeling 100%, you're in. If you're feeling 90% and you've got that, I've got a bit of a headache, I don't know, have I got a tummy ache? You should be coming into school, because if it's going to get worse, we're going to send you home, and that's fine. But the more lessons you miss now at this crucial stage, the harder it will be for you to then catch up. If you're ill, stay at home. However, especially with things like COVID kicking in now, if you find yourself being isolated for 10 days, we really do need you to make sure you're dialing online, going into the lessons if they're on offer, going into EduLink and checking the homework, going onto Teams and seeing if an assignment's been set. It's really important now that we don't miss out on any lessons. You've already had a rough couple of years with in and out of school, and our curriculum leaders have changed their program of study to make sure we still fit everything in that we can do between now and exams. So now it's never been more important than to show up every day, okay, and take that stress away, and keep your attendance up. So the first thing to share is what is happening when. Okay, so there can be no surprises, and that everybody can be as fully prepared as possible. Obviously today is the Year 11 Forum, and this week your young person received their mock exam timetable at form time with all the rules and regulations, nice thick booklet that they should read, because there are no arguments. If they break those rules in the exam, that is it. We've got to follow the rule book. So we need to make sure they're okay with that, and are ready and prepared for each exam. If you lose your exam timetable, you can find a copy on EduLink, and really the most important information from them is the seat number and the room that they've got to show up to. You just see those young people sometimes on the morning of the exams running around, I don't know where I'm sat, I don't know which room I'm in, and you just see that their focus and their stress levels are on where they should be and not getting ready for this big exam and really preparing. Half term is next week, but don't come in this Friday because school is closed, and don't come in that first Monday back, that 1st of November, because again it's a staff training day, so it's a bit of a longer half term. Thursday the 4th of November, so that first Thursday back, is our sixth form open evening, which is very different to today. The aim of the game there is that our sixth form team will get to share with you as parents and students what we have to offer here. We're really very proud of our sixth form. They get outstanding results every year, and even if you're thinking, maybe I'll just go to college, or I want to do a mechanics course, or whatever it might be, it's very much worth coming to the sixth form evening anyway, because we have so many students that go off elsewhere and after a couple of weeks come back, and they're a little bit in I'm not sure what's going on here, because they didn't come to the evening, they didn't go to the meetings, just in case. After that, we have a mock exam window, very similar to the Year 10 window, where students will be in school every day as normal, but they will be going to exams, formal exams. When they're not in exams, they'll be in lessons. Okay, so for you guys at home, consider it a normal day, but making sure that our students are ready for exams beforehand. 18th of December, you do come in, and it's Christmas after that. The next slide is going to talk about the full dates for the year. So I've tried to get in here as many as possible. Don't worry about writing these down or jotting down or trying to read the small print. I'm going to put the PowerPoints on the website, because once you finish watching this video, you're going to end up watching them all, and all the PowerPoints are available to you, so you can print these off and whatnot. You can see a couple of ones. We've got another mock window coming up around March time, some learning profiles being sent home, and our formal exams will start as soon as early May. Now, I've used the word formal exams on purpose because that is when they're in the hall doing exams, and right now that is what we are expecting. The government are telling us that right now plan A is that all Year 11s will sit exams as normal. Now, some of the courses have changed, which I'll come on to later, in terms of how much they have to cover or what help they might get. But right now, we are gearing up for a normal exam window in the hall. And then once exams are all over, obviously the prom and the last day, followed by GCSE results day on the 25th of August, where hopefully we'll be allowed to all come to school together and really celebrate all our excellent successes. So I said I was going to give you as much information as possible. So let's talk about those learning profiles you've been getting home for the last couple of years. Making sure that you understand the terminology. Minimum target grade is where we'll start, MTG. Now we work those out based on, we know what they got at primary school. We know what the government expects them to get if they're an average student or going to an average school. And then we increase that because we are an above average school with exceptional outcomes. And so we do really try to get the maximum out of all of our young people whilst keeping those targets realistic. So if on your profile you see that column and our predicted grades are not matching that, then there's more potential there to be unlocked. And we want to do as much about that between now and exams as we possibly can. You'll see an end of course prediction, an EOC. That is what a teacher's best guess is about what they will do in the summer. Now this is a whole concoction of things, from attendance to classwork to mock exams to their attitude in lessons, those grit and zest marks. It all piles into the teacher's head, plus what we know historically people of the similar ability have scored, and we make a best guess. Those guesses do take into account that we assume students will be in school. We assume they're going to try hard. We assume they're going to attend session 6s when we ask. And if they don't, then those predictions may not come true because, again, we build into the fact that we know they're going to revise. We know they're going to improve from where they are right now. The grade converters then, so as I said, some old style, you might be used to A's, A stars, B's and C's, and everyone used to say, oh, you need to get a C grade or above at GCSE. Well, they're now into numbers, C grade being a 4, and then 5, 6, 7 being an A, and so on the higher you go. And those points are used when you're working out your sixth form applications. An average score is quite easy to work out now because you've got numbers to do it and to use. So we really are looking for the higher number, the better, and all of those will help you with your sixth form applications and so on. So I did mention some subjects have changed, and some have already published what it is that have changed already. So for example, if you are doing food, your NEA or your coursework element, some of those have been cut. Same with design and technology. If you're doing art or textiles, normally the course ends with a big 2-day exam. Okay, that isn't going to happen. Instead, it's just going to all be on coursework. There is a reduction in English literature text. Some of the IT coursework has been cut. Same with music. In maths and science, students are going to be able to go in with a formula sheet that the exam board send us. We haven't seen that formula sheet yet. It doesn't come out till February, but we are going to start getting students used to that. Around February time, we are hoping that we will hear the final nod for any changes to subjects. Departments are reading these kinds of things all the time. We get changes and updates constantly. And we are on top of those things. We are communicating those things to the students. We are adapting our lessons, and we're making sure we are ready for those exams and how we will be assessing our young person. There is currently, as we speak, a consultation out with the government about Plan B. Plan B is in case the COVID days at home seem to rise and schools across the country start closing because of that. At the moment, they haven't finalised Plan B, but it's looking very much like it's going to be teacher assessed grades, which is what it was last summer. Teacher assessed grades means that the teachers in this school, their heads of department and their colleagues across this trust will work together to help get the best, most accurate grade for our students, and they will have to send that off to the exam board. It is a decision that must be based on evidence. So we can't just say, oh, I think they would have got an A or a 7. We have to say, here is a piece of work at a grade 7. Oh, here's another one. Using that, plus maybe they got a 6 in their mock, and maybe their coursework was a 6, nearly a 7. We have to take in as much information and evidence as we can, and we have to prove to ourselves and to any external body that the student can produce work at that level. And so that is why these mocks coming up are more important than ever. We used mock information and mock papers from last year in our tags this summer just gone. So we really do want our young people to get as best as they possibly can in these upcoming mocks. Now, the next videos are going to talk about how to revise. They're going to talk about mental health. They're going to talk about the prom. You're going to hear from specific subjects, our core subjects in particular. And then lower down on the website, you're going to be able to see links to exam board websites. Every head of department has put a specific file on there which will contain things like where to find the revision guides if you want to buy them for Christmas, what resources you have available to you. I will leave you on this video by saying, if there are any questions at the end, if there is anything you're unsure of, you please just email us, house teams, subject teachers, or myself, and we are more than happy to help. Okay, our young people have got a really big, stressful journey. Okay, it's going to be one of the hardest years they've come across, and they've not had a perfect run in school because of COVID, and we want to do everything we can to support them. So please, let's all work together. Enjoy the videos. And any questions at the end, give us a shout. Thank you.